it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today. And today is Scrapbooking Blog Hop Day, so I have nothing ready to go. I do have a few things ready to go. The theme for today is birthdays and parties. So one can either embrace the birthday bit or the party bit, or in my case, a birthday party. Now, I have to say I've printed this twice because this was the original print, and it's my 4th birthday party. This is my mother, and this is me. This was the little boy that I had a bit of a crush on, aged 4. I won't embarrass anybody by saying what his name was, just in case, you know, somebody knows him. But, yes! And I have to say, look at this poor girl with the definite, I don't know who it is, very severe fringe. Anyway, the papers I want to use, as you may have got a hint yesterday, are the pressed petals. And I'm going to start with this sheet, which is very, very busy. But, no. So I've printed this again in sepia tones because this so doesn't work. It's just worth bearing that in mind, that if you wish to scrapbook with specific supplies and your picture doesn't work, if your picture is in colour, this wasn't, it was 1963, colour was not readily available, particularly for amateur photographers, and this would have been taken by my father. So, yeah. Just change the colour to suit the background. So if it's colour and it clashes with the paper you want to use, think about turning it into black and white or sepia or that sort of thing. So this is my background piece. It's the pressed petals paper, so it is that lightweight paper, which I love because it means you get twice the amount. But it does therefore mean that it's very sensible to start with a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. So I have got a piece of Mossy Meadow because that is one of the colours in the background. Now this is all in the new annual catalogue, and I'm trying to desperately not spill the bits that I've prepared because I buried my catalogue under the bits I've prepared. So pressed petals are on pages... The suite is on page 72 and 73. I'm going to be showing you this little journal in a moment because, and I have to say, whoever's written in this, I take my hat off to you because I can't write that neatly. Anyway, this is the paper. I did go through it reasonably well yesterday, so I'm not going to spend time doing that today, but it's gorgeous. It's got cut apart sheets. I'm using some of the cut parts that were left over from yesterday's project today, as well as some of the washi tape, etc, etc. So, piece of Mossy Meadow. The first thing I'm going to do is trim my paper down by I think ½ an inch in each direction. So trimmer, line up. I use the, if I'm doing a narrow strip, I use the trimmer to the measurements to the right. So I'm just going to take ½ an inch off each side, and I always work on the premise that if you start by taking off too little, you can always take off more, but if you take off too much, you can't stick it back on again. Well, you kind of can, but it's so much easier if you start with more than you need and cut down. I'm just going to pop some bits that I'm positive I'm going to lose if I don't put them somewhere, so I'll pop them there. So that is my starting point, and it's got a nice ½ inch border the whole way round. There is a border piece in the cut apart sheet, and I am going to use that pretty much as is because I'm then going to build up from there. I have already run through a piece of crumb cake through the Scripty 3D embossing folder. It's one of our new embossing folders. It's gorgeous. All I would say is at the moment we do not have, there's a new plate coming that will help with the 3D embossing folders. At the moment we don't have that, so what I have used is the grey mat from the Big Shot embossing mats that we had in the last catalogue. So if you've got that, that works really well. Just your standard platform, then standard platform, then this, then your embossing folder with the cardstock in it, then one plate. So don't overload it. If you haven't got that, just put some card shims through. 4 or 5 is what I'm being told is about right. And I did, so that it embossed nicely, I sprayed it with some water on both sides, just using one of our spritzers. And actually, if it wasn't for the fact that it's script, the back's actually just as nice as the front. So I've done that already, and that's a 6x6 piece. It does actually read, you can read it, to make more sweet. To make more sweet something for her. And then this flattering sheet of paper, snowy white, unto my sweet across the leagues. I mean, there is something there. I don't know what it is, but there are words that you can read. So I am going to use that. I may cut it down a bit. I've got the 3 pieces that were left from the cut apart sheet, which were these 3. And I've also got, this is the Press Petals journal. And in it, there are all these pages that are beautiful. So you can just keep it as a little journal, or as a mini album for an event. I've committed sacrilege, and I've cut a piece out. And I say I've committed sacrilege. It's actually got a rip sheet, a rip strip, so you can just tear them out. So I'm not that worried, but I'm going to get my trimmer and just trim that down neatly, because this will be perfect as a journaling spot. So I'm just going to, whoops, flatten that all down and trim that away. So I've now got this whole piece as a journaling spot. Not that I can honestly say I can remember terribly much about the event, because I was only 4. Well, only just 4, because it was my 4th birthday. So, yeah, not got a great memory for what was happening. I just realised I can actually use that a bit as well if I want to. So I've got that. I've also got a piece of, make sure I get the right one, a piece of this, which is leaves on one side and burlap on the other, because I'm probably going to use that to fill a gap over here. I may cut this up, don't know. First things first is to get my background stuck down. Now, I am one of those people that when it comes to scrapbooking, I don't use a huge amount of adhesive, because I work on the premise it's going into a page protector, so you don't need to. And also, if you don't use too much adhesive, you can move things round if you need to move things round. And I tend to put the adhesive towards the middle of the page. Now, this may end up going top and bottom off screen. Sorry. Bear with me on it. Right, so that's that. My strip with all my flowers I am going to put across the middle, and this is where my grid paper will be my friend. And I am going to do both ends reasonably to the ends, and then just down the middle, because I'm going to probably want to tuck bits in underneath. But the first thing to do is to get this straight across the middle. Which that now is. So there's my photo. Because my journaling spot is like that, that's going to go here somewhere, and it is going to be tucked in. I'm going to do quite a lot of little angles, because that makes it look as if it's a bit more meant, particularly with this slightly old look with the pressed flowers. I think that's, you know, helps make it look a little more vintage. That's going to go in underneath as well. That probably needs to go in under. Yeah, I'm probably going to cover that up. What actually I think I might do is at some point bring this in, which is the one of the washi tapes that goes with the set. The other one makes pray. So it's this, and it makes these lovely flowers. Now they are completely sticky at the back. They are washi sticky. I've just used a 1/2-inch circle punch and a scrappy piece of paper apparently to build that up. But it would need a centre, and I stupidly forgot to get the centres that go with the Perennial Essence kit suite, but that would have been quite nice maybe to have there. I might be able to just punch something out that will work, but we'll come back to that at some point, because that would be quite nice there, wouldn't it? Might have to think about that. Anyway, but yeah, I'm quite keen on the idea of having that as a... In fact, I think we might do that first. So let me stick these bits down. Snail, I had my snail, there we are. So I'm going to add some adhesive on the back of these. So I'll pop that one down first, just tuck it in underneath. And I think I might, no, I think I'll stay within the patterned piece. So that's stuck down, and then stick this down, and again not a huge amount of adhesive, and I'm in from the edge because that's what works for me, and a small angle. I don't want it to be, you know, masses. Then this I'm going to pop right the way over that, just so that there's another definite straight line, because this does kind of, this strip does blend quite nicely into this, not necessarily in a good way. So I'll just tuck those underneath, and then I think we'll make sure that my picture is okay. And you see, I think I want that moved a bit, which now I've stuck the washi tape back down may not be the easiest thing to move. No, we're going to leave that. Let us not change what is already working. I can put something in there probably. Actually, if I just do that, actually can come over. You can see here I'm thinking out loud. You might do that, and then might possibly, is that going to be large enough? It is. It's almost like it was made for the job. So we might do that. Yep. Used to be indecisive, and now I'm not. Well, I am very. So again, I am going to go a tiny angle, because I don't want anything to look too straight. So little angles are good. And then that can go over there. Actually, we might pop that that way. And I want it to look as if I've just kind of gone drop. Right, okay, so cut apart pieces. We've got these 3 cut apart pieces. I've also die cut already from the new alphabet die set, which I want to say is something prose. And it is, it's hand lettered prose. I die cut in both Merry Mallow and Rococo Rose the word for, so I can have F-O-O, you are probably there. Then this, I want to use this. Let's bring it down because I think we're off camera now. So maybe I can go there. Get that bend out. And maybe this needs to come over here and be cut down so that only some of it is showing. Yep. Okay, it's one of those be brave moments. So, where's my snail gone? You'd think I'd have it to hand, wouldn't you? So this, I'm just going to very gently, hopefully, peel up my, where are we, 16.5 minutes, peel up my washi tape, tuck that just there, and then quite like the idea of that being there. And then that we can have there, that there, and maybe have this coming in over here somewhere, possibly under there. Not sure about that piece. We could have it, no, that would be too, ooh. I think that might be it. I think we might have hit gold. Right, okay, so that I need to stick down a bit better because it's not totally flat, so let me just lift that up a bit more and get some more adhesive in under there. Okay, so I now have to try and stick all this down without moving anything too much. So that happily is stuck to the back of there. So I can go there and under there, and that will get that down. Then this I can pop under there. That one or that one, they are different. I might go with that one. And this I was thinking we could possibly pop up yep. So that goes in there. Maybe we come across, no, further away. I don't want this to look too disconnected. I'll have that there. Need to get that corner down properly. Oop. And let me just grab, hopefully, there we are. I've got an adhesive eraser, so the bit that I just managed to stick snail down on that I don't want. So I'll end up putting some journaling there. We'll have our 4 here, which I will spell backwards. I mean, not literally spell backwards, but start at the right and work backwards, because then I'll get my positioning right. And then it will be done. And then I've just got to add the journaling, which I'll do off camera, and then have that complete for the final photograph. Now, everything that I have used will be on my blog and also linked in the description below. If you're in the UK and you would like to shop with me, that would be amazing. I would be thrilled. Do remember to go over to my blog and follow the links to the other blog posts that are in the blog hop, because I know they will have some fantastic examples for you. Some of them will give you a layout suggestion. Some of them will give you full scrapbooking pages. We all work slightly differently. I'm still really tempted to get that somewhere. And I think, maybe there. Cover up the back of that chair. It's just too nice to miss. Now, I was thinking of bringing in the Praiseworthy Prose with the Celebrate. I'm still tempted, 22 minutes. Just not quite sure where I would, I suppose it could go there. What I want to do is chop it up. So let me move that out of the way, and I'll kind of show you what I was thinking of doing, and then I'll decide whether or not I'm going to do it. And that may be a question of going over to my blog to see whether I did or not. And before anyone asks, yes, I will at some point, probably on a Top Tip Tuesday, show you how to put the flowers together. That's a little over inked. We don't have a huge amount of time left today. So I think that might be a Top Tip Tuesday. This is just an off-cut from when I'm making card mats. It's got a bit curly. That's better. So that's better. Right, okay, so what I'm thinking of doing is, and this is not an original idea, it's been done before, including by me, is cut each of these lines of words into strips. I do hope you just couldn't hear that. Apparently I'm hungry. Actually, I'm probably thirsty. So Celebrate as a strip. Celebrate a happy day, semicolon, rejoice with merriment, to commemorate with festivities, or some such order of words. I think the festivities bit comes first. So I think it's celebrate, to commemorate with festivities, a happy day, rejoice with merriment. And I think I might see if I can get that onto my layout somewhere. So do come back and see how I got on with that. And we may even end up with the flower. Who knows? But yeah, actually possibly filling this rather unfortunate space up here. A happy day, rejoice with merriment. Although, to be honest, I'm not quite sure that we look terribly merry. But probably even more reason to do it. I've also got some of the faceted dots that are in the In Colours, and I may sprinkle some of the Rococo Rose over. But anyway, that's kind of us there or thereabouts. I hope you found my scrapbooking process interesting. I hope you're not too upset that I took this to pieces, but why not? It's there. They've got ripcord pages, so let's ripcord them. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. Please go over to my blog and have a look at the other pages that or the pages that the others have come up with. Do follow the hop along. I'm sure it will be a fantastic hop. It will be well worth having a look. Not all of them will do videos. In fact, most of them won't. But that's not to say they won't have lots to share with you. So have a fantastic day. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe and don't already do so, please hit the subscription button, which is about there. All the information about what I've used will be in the description bar below, as will the link to my blog post, and that's where you'll find the list for the hop. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!